Hey up, Chuggernuts, how we doing? And welcome back to another episode of SeddzSayz. We are back today with a second music video reaction of the day, in which we are checking out bands from right here in Greater Manchester. Now, like I previously said in our Prognosis reaction that came before this one, we are checking out bands that the 0161 Manchester Underground metal community have recommended. It's a really cool group and community of people who help promote, champion and support upcoming and underground bands from all over the world. And this next band we're checking out today is a band that they have been absolutely raving about for ages now. It's a band that only emerged on the local scene about a year ago. I think it was exactly a year ago. But in such a small space of time, they've apparently made a huge name for themselves, and they're currently in the running to play at Metal in the Mountains Festival over in America. Now, of course, I'm talking about thrash/traditional metal band Steel Mage. Now, these guys are only youngsters. They're only between like the age of 15 and 17. And I say that was only like 7-8 years ago for me. But it's always really cool to hear kind of like the next generation of alternative musicians kind of emerging and seeing what they're up to in the local scene. When I was a promoter myself at the Alma, I always used to love giving opportunities to young up-and-coming bands. And it is really cool to just kind of give those kind of acts the opportunity to support some of their favourite artists who are also touring the UK. Now, we're going to be checking out Steel Mage's brand new single, which is called Mandatory Detention, which dropped on January the 1st. Now, if I remember correctly, let's have a quick look here. Yeah, it was recorded at Kesbury Studios in Bolton and was mixed and mastered by Ant Booth, who I also know from when I used to work at the Alma in Bolton. Absolutely cracking guy, really nice, really funny as well. So I have no doubt that he has done a stunning job on this single. We're going to jump straight on in there and check it out and see what these guys sound like. I mean, they kind of compare their sound to bands such as Pantera, Megadeth, Annihilator and Havoc, which is a pretty kind of like broad spectrum in that kind of like traditional metal style. So it'll be interesting to see what they have actually done with it, and for such a young band, if they've put kind of like a modern twist on it. So yeah, let's check them out and see what they're like. This is Steel Mage with Mandatory Detention.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very
it's that fucking wanker Boris Johnson.
You must stay at home.
Must stay at home. Stay at home. Stay at home.
Whoa, that bass tone instantly sounds amazing. Whoa. Yeah, this is like old school as fuck, man. Giving me mad like Exodus and Testament and Overkill vibes for sure. It's kind of really interesting to see young musicians paying homage to the old school, because I remember when I was like 17, I just wanted to listen to what was like in and fresh and now, and in all honesty, I kind of shunned all of that kind of like thrash and traditional metal when I was that age, and I really wish I hadn't, looking back at it now. But this is cool. Absolutely fucking riffy as fuck. Oh. Cleans are quite Trivium-esque, especially kind of like Ascendancy era Trivium. So they have got that kind of modern flair in there as well. Oh! I tell you what, they are a talented bunch of kids. I love what they've done with the music video as well. Like, being a history graduate myself, I love when bands kind of incorporate historic imagery into their videos. Although that being said, I'm sure I just saw footage from the Ring, which is not a period of history at all. But it still fucking works. It looks cool as fuck. Oh yeah, there she is again. Oh, they've got some absolutely mad solos. Oh, oh. See, and now this kind of like drop and breakdown is like hardcore as fuck. It's just riffs and riffs for days. Like, the variety of riffs they've got in there is just unbelievable. Oh. Very nice, very nice. That was Steel Mage with their latest single, Mandatory Detention. And I tell you what, for a bunch of 15 to 17-year-olds, that was phenomenal. Really, really fucking good. You get a lot of kind of bands in that kind of age group who I kind of call it like my first band. And a lot of kind of promoters and booking agents will know exactly what I mean. And it's like, oh, cool, they're playing, they're being friends, they're having a good time. It's really, really sweet to see. But with Steel Mage, I can see the foundations there of something great. I really, really can. You can tell all four of them are super, super talented. The song just sounds huge, and like I said, I do like that they've mixed kind of modern elements, like kind of like bits of metalcore and hardcore in there with the old school to kind of keep it relevant in 2021. Yeah, really, really fucking enjoyed that. I'm gonna have to go and check out that other EP that they've got out, which is called The Uprising of Hatred. And looking on YouTube as well here in front of me, they've also got a number of live sets that are currently out there. They played at Redwall Studios only last month, like the stream from there. They played at Alma about 4 months ago, or that video's from 4 months ago. And they also did a stream from Pirate Studios about 3 months ago. So I'm going to have to check out all of those videos, because I reckon they're one of those bands where, because they're new and because they're only upcoming in the scene, I reckon they're one of them bands that do sound better live than on record. And Anta's done a phenomenal job with what he's got there. But obviously, money is everything when it comes to producing and recording. And I reckon they are going to sound, in a couple of releases' time, they're going to sound absolutely huge on their recordings. It's a really, really cool start for a band that I think have a very bright future ahead of them. So yeah, if you did enjoy Steel Mage, I will link all of their social media down below so you can check them out for yourselves. Make sure you do vote for those guys to play at Metal in the Mountains next year. I believe the poll is on the band's Facebook page. I'll be sticking in a vote later once all these videos are uploaded. So let's try and get those boys over the pond to the States and see how well they do over there. And if you also did enjoy this episode of SeddzSayz, please do hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with everything SeddzSayz related. The next video in our 0161 Manchester Underground metal community kind of playlist, let's say, will be in an hour's time, so make sure you tune in for that. But in the meantime, have a good evening, stay safe, and keep on chugging.